Jake Bates now, ready to get this one started. And Thursday night primetime is underway. Samaje Perine on the return. And in the end, only able to get this up to his 25-yard line. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. They're going to be led out by the 7th-year star, former #1 overall pick, Joe Burrow.
When Joe Burrow's between the white lines, he's one of the game's best and most entertaining quarterbacks. He just has a cool factor that is the envy of so many. Nothing seems to bother them other than some injuries that unfortunately have ended seasons early. When he's on the field, timing, the anticipation, Kate, the precision with which he plays, he has very few peers.
First give of the game here to Chase Brown. Escapes a defender. Good start to this one for them. Their first offensive snap picks up 9. Already we're seeing the mind games they can play with personnel. You talk about this all the time, Brock. Look like a passing set. Left them some room on the ground.
10, 11, heck, even 20 personnel, doesn't matter. Offensively, you get to dictate the terms. Kind of like those pitchers and catchers that once in a while will pitch backwards. Keep your opponent off guard.
Give on second, it's Brown. They stop him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. Third down coming up.
Chances of stalling this drive defensively seem bleak, but how about now? Look at those odds changing, Kate. Still not great, but you could feel a little momentum on their side. Maybe they can muster it up and get back-to-back stops.
Third and short, it's Burrow. And that one's not going to be caught. Could have extended the drive, but the defender timed it perfectly, breaks it up. That means it's 4th down. Possibly an early indicator of where they're going to want to go when they want important yards, Brock. Didn't need that much on 3rd down, but they chose to throw for it instead of run it.
Yeah, one of the things about that down and distance is you typically get man-to-man coverage. So I don't mind that call, being aggressive, but you got to find a way to execute.
Begins his return at the 16. Before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. So now it's the Lions' turn to head out for the first time on offense. And it's going to be the former #1 pick, 11th-year pro at quarterback now, climbing the career leaderboards each and every week. Here's Jared Goff.
Okay, there are other flashier quarterbacks that make more highlight reel plays than Jared Goff. There certainly are bigger and stronger athletes playing the position today, but Jared's just a throwback. A guy that understands the timing and the precision. I love that he knows what he is and what he isn't when it comes to his skills. And it's why he's been able to flourish in multiple places and why he continues to sustain a lot of success in this league.
A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
Big shot to begin the drive has him up beyond the 40. Here's a counter give to Gibbs. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, an inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Motioning one of the tight ends. This is Gibbs on 2nd down. And he dodged the tackle. Get in there for the stomp, but give him about 9 on the play. And that's going to be a Lions first down.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains. And that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Goff setting the throw. And a good defensive play to knock that one out. So we've got 2nd down.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10. Enough to Gibbs from the gun. And whatever they were trying to do there is not going to work. Defenders are all over it, so they take him down for a loss. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the call and part of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. Here he goes, 3rd and long. And he's going to go down deep on his own side at the 42. And it's Dexter Lawrence. And that brings up 4th now and 21.
It's taken them a minute, hasn't it, Kate, to find some resistance. And hopefully that's the start of a consistent push they can have up front that really does prevent some of these longer drives as this game goes on.
On comes Jack Fox to handle the 4th down punt for the Lions. As the Bengals get set for another drive, let's take a look at Kelvin Shepard, the Lions defensive coordinator. Shepard actually played the last of his 8 NFL seasons as a linebacker in Detroit, rejoined the team as a coach just 3 years later, and rose to his current role in 2025. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. This drive will begin with a run by Brown. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Can lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
The 22-yard line.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Burrow. Has it downfield. It's Chase. There's the stop. Damage finally comes to an end after a 17-yard pickup. And that's going to be good for a Bengals 1st down.
You just love that kind of execution because it's able to make an impact, Kate, beyond simply getting the 1st down. That yardage, it really sets them up now to be aggressive with a new set of downs.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39. They bring Higgins in motion left. From the gun, again to Brown. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. That is Malcolm Rodriguez bringing him down.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
A 2nd down throw from Burrow. And this one's not going to connect. It's knocked away, and that failure to connect, Brock, means it's 3rd down.
This game, Kate, that's his domain, and he is prepared to reign over it with an iron fist. Not going to give his assignment any space in playing tight man-to-man coverage. He knocks it away.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Burrow setting to throw. Still on his feet. Complete beyond the marker. And they're going to hold him down just shy of the 40. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
19 yards. And the Bengals 1st down. 1st and...
We've reached the end of one on Thursday night primetime. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this. Time for our 2nd quarter. It'll be Bengals football to begin. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Burrow to the air now. Defender's there, and he forces the incompletion. Good play to bring about this 3rd down.
You know, it's one thing to tell a quarterback not to telegraph a pass. It's quite another to fundamentally do the right things. You got to use your eyes to move defenders in this league, especially on your primary target.
Nice drive here. It's up to 8 plays as they get set for 3rd and 6. Burrow. And the hit is going to break up the catch. Incomplete. A couple of defenders nearby, Brock, who actually could have broken that one up. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Tendencies tend to show themselves, Kate, and really come to life on 3rd downs. Right? They want to go to their best receiver. Defense knows it. They know that tendency. They double it, and they make the play.
A 54-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all this concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here's Greg Dortch with the return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Lions offense headed back out, Brock. So let's take a look at their offensive coordinator, Drew Petzing. He's in his first year here with the Lions, but 4th straight as an offensive coordinator in the NFC. He ran the Cardinals offense the last 3 seasons. Lions just about ready. 1st and 10. We'll start on the ground with Gibbs. Powering his way forward a bit. Give him about 6 there to begin this drive.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I'd like to reward that run. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Gibbs. Now, that's not what the offense dialed up. They stick him for a loss. It's going to be 3rd down. So the run goes backwards. What do you think, Brock? Is it time that they start getting a little more aggressive, take some more risks offensively?
Not in my book. You've not earned that right. I think a lot of play callers feel that same way, too. I mean, you get to earn the right to be aggressive and take shots when you can do the basics, like, I don't know, run for a positive gain.
They send the tight end in motion. Off now on 3rd down. This is brought in by Laporta. Taken down after a quality gain, though, 15 yards. It is 1st down, Detroit.
Tight ends will eat up every one of those opportunities to show and prove they could be chain movers as well. Even as they get more and more recognition in this league, they're still constantly working to prove that they're playmakers too.
The ball's on the 48. Here we go. 1st down. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2. Well, you've taught me, Brock. Sometimes it works, and sometimes, like there, almost nothing from them as they just run it right into the teeth of that blitz.
Yeah, the thing, too, about that success is get ready to see more blitzes. The coordinators love to dial it up.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Throwing is gone. Connects on one to Jameson Williams. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that is good for Detroit 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34. Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. He finds space into the red zone. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
All right, Kate, little confession time. And you know what they say, confession, good for the soul, bad for the reputation. I think my most negative grades carrying out fakes were on toss plays like that. Because you toss it, you know it's going for a big play, and all you want to do is watch it and not carry out your fake.
1st and goal. Here's Gibbs. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd
much scoring at this point as we've reached our 2-minute warning. More Thursday night primetime football in just a moment. Need better results here on 2nd and goal from the 10. Here's Goff. And he's just going to get rid of this one through the end zone. That brings up 3rd and goal. And as that one falls incomplete, Brock, the pressure ticks up just a bit because this has been too good a drive to not pay it off in the end zone.
Yeah, Kate, it's time to find your best matchup. Yeah. Unless you're already committed to going for it on 4th, you've got one more shot. Players, not plays. Get it to your best player.
Motioning left is their running back. And he drives this forward to the 6. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. On 4th down, the Lions going to try to put 3 on the board here with Jake Bates. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. Bates' kick is up and good. And it'll knock this game up late in the 2nd quarter.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. On the return, this is Pirine. And he's brought down just inside the 25. The Bengals headed back out there offensively, Brock. So let's take a look at their offensive coordinator, Dan Pitcher, who's helping oversee this group. Pitcher's in his 3rd season now as the Bengals coordinator and has been with the team as an offensive assistant since back in 2016. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Now Burrow. And he can't pull this one in. That's incomplete. 2nd time he hasn't been able to bring in a catchable ball. Keep an eye on that. It's 2nd down.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Still 10 to go. 2nd down now from the 23. Looking to throw, Burrow. Catch made by Chase Brown. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
That's a gain of
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
What a difference a play makes. This one not working out in their favor. He's home to the ground. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. As they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting, right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that can go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
Ryan Rico headed back out for the punt. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The Lions getting ready to return to the field. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. Approaching the final minute here before halftime. On 1st down, it's Gibbs. And he's only able to get back to the line. It's going to be 2nd down.
Okay, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just sometimes you got to run into darkness. Just go where there is no lane and hope that something opens along the way. That linebacker said, not this time.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Goff back to throw. And this is going to end up an incomplete pass, partner, so that brings up third down.
Dude, I think that's a little taster, a little entree of what's to come for this wide receiver. He's going to have to make some plays into some contested coverages, and he couldn't do it right there.
No connection on the last play. Now it's third down. I'll give right side. Here's Pacheco. And that's going to be the end of this drive. They are able to pick up the first, so we'll likely see the Lions punt team out now on fourth down.
It's a gain of 8, but it brings up fourth down. Jack Fox in punt formation for...
So we're all knotted up here at the half, Brock, as we send this over to our buddy Scott Hansen, who's got our halftime report. Scott?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Scott Hansen here with an abridged version of the halftime report. Both offenses still trying to find their way. Tight, competitive game, though, as we are tied at the half. To find out who will come out on top, let's rejoin our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
All right, thanks for that hard work, Scott. These two teams ready to break this tie as we welcome you back for the third quarter. Something's got to be the difference maker here in half number 2. We'll see what it is as we're off and running once again. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Here comes the offense for Detroit to begin the second half. And they could take control in the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. Detroit offense to the line. Here's first and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. The give to Gibbs to start the third. And that's an 8-yard chunk to start this one. That brings up second and 2.
That run may not have gotten you a first, but sure a nice little run to set the table.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2 at the 28-yard line.
After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes second and 2. They go play action with Goff. To the right and hauled in by Laporta. They're going to slow him up here after 4, maybe 5 yards. And that's going to give the Lions the first down.
That wasn't going anywhere else on that play. It's one of the ones called specifically for the tight end because they know he's able to get a good release off that play action, and then he gets himself in space to do some damage.
Off the gut they go with Gibbs.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Down by 10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at the 42-yard line.
Less than a ruler needed here on second down. Another one for Gibbs. Hits in. He's going to be stopped after a 1-yard gain. And that's going to be a Lions first down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. On the draw, this is Gibbs. Across midfield at the 45. And they'll finally get him down at the 37-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And the Lions have a first down.
Well, they sold it like it was a pass. And by they, I mean everybody involved at the line of scrimmage. Great job by that O-line, the quarterback, everyone making it look like a pass. And then a huge burst for a chunk run.
That's Gibbs in the backfield on first. Coming off his 4th carry this drive. Back to the well again. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Goff tosses it quickly out wide. He's going to be encouraged to that sideline. Gain of about 18. It is first down Detroit.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll give this up the middle to Pacheco. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
The one thing I can say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. A give to Gibbs. And this will only complicate matters for 3rd down, partner. They're sent backwards. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Third and long for him here. This one's caught. And he goes out of bounds. That's going to set up 1st and goal.
They call 3rd downs money downs for a reason, Kate, because it takes everybody offensively to cash in. Excellent protection, set the table for the QB to get the completion and the yards necessary.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. One of the tight ends motioning left. Zone read, it's Pacheco. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Guessing everybody in the huddle and on the sidelines sure wanted a little bit more from that run, but he didn't go backwards. Still in a great spot. You can't wait to see what they did here on 2nd and goal.
Here's 2nd and goal from the 6. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And they're going to keep him out once again. That sends him backwards, brings up 3rd and goal.
You see that sweep blown up before it gets to the outside. You know defensively, tremendous anticipation. But even more, better execution.
Now from back at the 7. Here's 3rd and goal. Goff. Drops back. Jonathan Allen. Loss of 7 is going to force them Broncos into a 4th and goal. That brings us to the end of 3 on Thursday night primetime. Just a field goal aside so far as we enter the final quarter of play. An important attempt coming up here for Jake Bates. This is going to be a 31-yarder from the right hash. Kicked well, and this is good! And they take the lead in the 4th quarter.
Well, I tell you what, you get to this time of the game, you've got to have that reliable kicker on the sideline to turn things over to. That's the definition of clutch right there as they take the lead.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. On the return, here's Jones. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Bengals and running back Chase Brown getting sent to begin another drive here. And his performance has ailed against what has been a very stout defensive front. This hasn't been a contest to stack up their among his better showings, partner. They've made it real difficult to find any holes to hit, and there's been absolutely no space for him to work with. Bengals getting set, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Burrow. To the right side and reeled in by Chase. They get a lot out of this play, 21 yards before the tackle is finally made. It'll be 1st down Bengals.
Hey, let's get those next-gen stats out here, Jake. See just how far he had to run between the snap of the football and when he finally got the throw. Did a beautiful job of settling down into zone coverage, even though it took him a whole lot of distance to get there.
Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Has him on the quick hitter. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
So 5 on the catch, 5 still to go on 2nd down. Brown on the inside give. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
About set. This is 3rd and 5. Here's Burrow. A throw left side, caught by Brown. Yeah, nothing doing there. Lucky if he got a yard after that catch. Yeah, they're going to give him a lone yard, so that means it's 4th down.
It's plays like that, Kate, right wrong, where I sit and judge the defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
And they were giving him no chance to return this one. It soars over the sideline deep in enemy territory. Looks like right around the 8. Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. And through 2 quarters, Brock, it has been the defenses directing the pace of this game. Both offenses, got the same message during halftime. Switch things up, guys. Switch it up.
Yeah, that's not a pleasant message. It's such a dichotomy sometimes in that locker room at halftime, especially when one side of the ball is doing their job and you're not. These offenses got to get it going.
They give it to Pacheco to start this drive. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got a tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
1st down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, gone. Finds his man, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he's going to be hit almost immediately after making the catch. Now it's going to be about a 6-yard pickup.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit. And you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Off to the air now. Another one caught by St. Brown. He's going to be hauled down after a small pickup. Maybe got 4 yards there. And that's going to give the Lions the 1st down.
1st down, Detroit.
Pacheco gets it from the gun. He scrapes together a yard at most. It's 2nd down. Now before we reach the 2-minute warning, we've got a timeout. That's the 2nd one used by the defense in this half.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
This run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Goff setting to throw. St. Brown's got it. Complete. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. Now we get a pause, Brock, as the defense uses its final timeout, so the clock only going to stop again at our 2-minute warning.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Here he is on 3rd and short. That throw finds Conklin. Forward progress stops. Play winds up going for about 6. That's good for the first down.
And the Lions first down.
We've reached the 2-minute warning from Cincy. Lions holding on to a field goal lead. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. And he's going to take a knee. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Running up the middle, Pacheco. And he can't escape, Brock. They lose yards, but defensively, no timeouts left to stop the clock and take advantage. That right there, exactly the type of havoc that a well-designed blitz can cause, Brock. Everyone's so busy picking up their rushers. That D-tackle cleaned up.
Sure did. He gets his one-on-one. He shocks him with those heavy hands, knocks off that blocker, and knocked down that runner.
They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to take down. The Lions ready for the punt. Jack Fox will kick it away. He's got it at the 24. And there'll be no game-winning touchdown in this one. And that tackle ends this ball game. So the Lions get the win on the road. And they're off to a good start in the preseason, Brock. Seen a lot of players fighting together for the victory. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Cincinnati.